we did a spell tier list rating all of the wizard's best and worst spells in solos. So of course, we had to come back and do one for perks. Now, how we're rating these perks, we got S tier. These are some of Wizard's greatest perks. These are perks like you're using every game because they are just so good, which are on the same power level as Barb's weakest perks. Anyways, A tier, they're pretty good perks. You're using them most times. There'll probably be some times where you could switch it out for something else, but they're generally good perks. Like you're gonna do good with them. B is like situational. You slot that in once in a while. It's very situational perks. And then F is just horrible. You just never use those perks ever in your life. Just trust me. Just no. So the first perk we're gonna talk about, probably one of the greatest perks to ever exist, Arcane Feedback. Next. Nah, for real though, I've used Arcane Feedback in a couple of builds in the past, and it's not good. I mean, you could use it, like it's not unusable. It does the same exact thing as Quick Chant. It just gives you arcane damage. But if you're using only arcane damage in a fight, you're probably gonna lose that fight. Like you kind of want to use your fireballs and your explosions and your zaps, and then you go for the magic missile. There is some arcane feedback tech that you could do. If arcane feedback ever got buffed, it might be kind of crazy. I don't think it will ever get buffed again. It just would make sense. Like arcane feedback and Quick Chant do the same exact thing, right? They give you 15% spell casting speed. Arcane feedback does give you that extra damage, but that's kind of irrelevant because you're using magic missiles at the end of a fight. You're not using it the entire fight. So Arcane Feedback should be more cast speed than Quick Chant because you have to meet a certain requirement to get the stacks. I don't understand the balancing, but that just makes sense to me. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Arcane Feedback is horrible. All right, now on the opposite spectrum of Arcane Feedback, Arcane Mastery. Actual GOAT perk. Like, at least for me, maybe some people don't use Arcane Mastery, but Arcane Mastery is like GOAT tier. The damage is kind of irrelevant. It's cool. The main thing that makes Arcane Mastery is that it reduces the cast time of arcane spells by 0.5 seconds, which is you're getting a near instant cast invis and a much faster cast speed on magic missiles, which is like the spells you really want to cast the fastest because those are like your get out of jail free cards, right? Without those, you're just gonna die, right? You should be using it if you're a beginner or intermediate player. Yeah, you should hands down use Arcane Mastery every single build. Like it's just too goated. Now Fire Mastery. Fire Mastery is a good perk. It's very situational. So it's not as, in my opinion, it's not as good as people glaze it to be in solos. Like, don't get me wrong, anti-heal. Healing in this game is super, super OP. Cleric with protection from evil. Just this perk, a naked cleric, almost -40 debuff duration. So that 5 seconds, which is barely anything of Fire Mastery, that's already getting cut in half by literally almost 2.5 seconds. But let's just say the cleric is close to like a pillar or a door. Like you hit him once with this, he runs behind a pillar or door where you can't really hit him that well with a fire spell. And then he just seals it. And then Fire Mastery did nothing. Like it feels bad. And plus will also increases debuff duration. So of course, cleric's gonna build will. This is gonna be way more than 37%. Yeah, this class, I mean, if you throw on Malice and you're gonna build a lot of will on Warlock and a lot of movement speed, they're gonna get what, 30, 40 debuff duration? They just run behind a pillar or a door, or they run away from you, and then they just reapply the healing again, and they don't get that heal cut. Fire Mastery, you have to go in, and you just have to keep applying Fire Mastery for it to be good. Whatever, if you play a long fight, it's just not gonna be good. But it's not like as great as everyone says, in my opinion, because I mean, debuff duration counters it, will counters it. If you miss your spells, like if you're bad like me and miss every single spell, then of course Fire Mastery is not getting applied. Ice Mastery is good in certain circumstances. It's good in low gear lobbies. Like Naked Wizard, Ice Mastery is pretty good. But in high lobbies, it's like, you'd rather use it on another perk. I'd say it's average. It's good in low lobbies. Other than that, you're probably better using off another perk. It would probably be a good perk or an S tier perk if Iron Mace, decided to add more spells to Wizard. But, that's Ice Shield. Man, Ice Shield. Some people would say it's here, but in my opinion, I think it's probably A. But because of how easy it is to get 330 move speed and how good like Melee Wizard is now, and I think it has to go into S now just because of that. Because if you're 330 move speed and you get hit, you're most likely running away. Unless you get hit by, like Achilles or something. But I think Ice Shield's kind of good. Like, you could just kind of slot it in any build and it would be good. So I think just because of that. And, hold on. And you can build cooldown reduction and or debuff duration. And both of those actually affect the cooldown of Ice Shield. So it kind of goes crazy now. You could probably, with debuff duration and cooldown reduction, you could probably get it low enough where you could get the old Ice Shield back, where it just procs every hit. Yeah, you know what? I changed my mind. Ice Shield's goated. Me, personally, it never works for me. Like, it just fits in any build. It works with cooldown reduction now, works with debuff duration. If you're 330 move speed or you're melee, it's pretty good. So, it was just good all around. I say we go in S. I changed my mind. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Ice Shield. You never work for me, so there's a little bit of hate there. Mana Surge is good now because magic power is gutted, but it's definitely not the greatest perk. I'm not mad slotting it in, but I kind of wish I didn't need to slot it in so I could use the more variety of builds, but it's not needed. Like, true damage just does the job, but I still think it's good. I would say it's on the level of Ice Mastery because it gets affected by all of your spells, not just one. That's all you can really say about it. I mean, it's pretty boring. It's just gives you 10% magic power bonus. It's nothing special. Melt's kind of crazy. Yeah, I think you should be using Melt in every single melee build you can, because what? It reduces 20% PDR for 5 seconds, and that's a flat PDR. That's not like the armor penetration stat, which is absolute garbage. It's actual straight PDR. Yeah, Bonk, Rondell, Crystal Sword, whatever melee weapon you're using, I think you're probably using this because this is just insanely good. It's definitely a must need. Like, you have to be running this in Melee Wizard. There's just no way you're not. It's too good. Quick Chant, I'm not gonna lie. Quick Chant, it has to go in the S tier. I've seen Wizard builds without Quick Chant. I've seen people make non-Quick Chant builds work, like just no spell casting, like their cast speed's like 20, 30, 40%. I've seen it, and it can work. The only problem is with 30%, an actual caster wizard with like 70 plus cast speed just absolutely destroys that build. And plus, like for me, I use Melee Wizard with Quick Chant. Go hybrid of casting spells and melee if you have to. Go into melee. Is it the most optimal melee build? Definitely not, but like it works. I think Quick Chant is good. Quick Chant's good. I miss when it was 20%. When it was 20%, ooh, that was good. That was fun. That was probably one of the most fun metas because so many people played solo wizard. There was actually like 2 to 3 solo wizards in every lobby. That was such a fun time. But yeah, Quick Chant's so goated. 15% cast speed just helps out wizards so much because you need cast speed. So I think it goes there. I think Reactive Shield it's good when you pair it up with Arcane Shield, but there's still kind of some interactions where it does nothing. Like if you get landmined, Reactive Shield procs, and then you pop Arcane Shield, it takes away the Reactive Shield, so it's just kind of a wasted perk. The Reactive Shield only lasts like 3 seconds, so it's like sometimes it doesn't do anything, or you get landmines and then they hit you after the 3 seconds, and it's okay. Like, it's not bad. And when you pair it up with Ice Shield, it can be good. Like, I tried debuff duration, cooldown reduction, Reactive Shield, Ice Shield. That was pretty good, but I think it's like okay. Sage is kind of just, it's all right. Sage is not bad, like if you need that extra cast speed, but it's not great. Like in low gear, sometimes I run this just to get that extra knowledge. It helps, but I don't think it warrants being good because, it's not bad if you want extra cast speed if you're in lower gear. Other than that, I don't think it's worth using. Spell Overload used to be so good. It was such a good spell in solos. That nerf to it, in my opinion, was one of the most nonsensical nerfs ever. Well, let me rate this first. I think spell overload in solos is like it's B. It's average. Like it helps, but the downside of it hurts wizards so much that it's just annoying to use. It's annoying to use, and you just feel bad using it. It's just, and you could do just fine with 5 spells, especially now with clarity potions. Honestly, you could make an argument of even going to F tier. Like, spell overload is just so annoying to use, and it's so horribly designed now with the new nerf. It's so dumb. Let me explain why. In my opinion, okay, now this might be controversial opinion. This might be a hot take. What do people complain about most about Wizard? Is the high-end Wizards, right? You look at like a 10k hour team with like the crazy 300k gold kit Wizard that's like two-shotting everyone, that has 200 HP, that has a cleric and a bard sitting on top of him, making him unkillable. That is overpowered, right? That's when Wizard becomes crazy overpowered, right? And low geared Wizard to medium geared Wizard is pretty bad to pretty well balanced, right? 94 health, right? Because I got the skin on, like 94 health. Like you don't have much health, right? You die pretty easily. All the old spell overload used to work off of memory capacity, where's the stat at? It used to work off of, it reduced your memory capacity, so you had to build more of the memory capacity stat, which I don't think I have it, but there's a memory capacity stat you would have to raise to reach the threshold to be able to use your spells. Or you could build knowledge, which also raises this stat. But with the new nerf, so if you have quick chat on, you're reaching that 70%, which is like pretty good for Wizard. If you put on spell overload, it goes straight down to 54. Like, you're losing 20% cast speed with this on. That's just garbage. Now you have to put in so much more. Like, if I put on Sage, it barely goes up to 63. Like, you have to like build so much more knowledge, and you just have to put in so much more gold. And back to that high-end gear, when you have like a expensive super duper like 300k gold kit, this doesn't matter because your knowledge is like crazy high. So this doesn't affect high-end wizards. This just affects low-end wizards and medium geared wizards, which is like the area of which Wizard sucks, which Wizard struggles at, which is Wizard's unfun, which people say that they needs to be buffed because it sucks. And this doesn't hurt the actual problem, which is the high-end wizards. So this nerf just doesn't make sense. That's why, in my opinion, it's either average, like it's still usable, like it's good getting those extra spells, but like you could totally make an argument of it going into horrible because it's so annoying to use. It just made the problem worse of like, you can't use it in low geared wizard or medium geared wizard because you need the stats to be able to bring that knowledge up. So I'll put it in there for now. I don't think it's bad. Now with the new buff to magic staff, I mean, of course this has to be, it's just goated. It's just OP, right? I mean, Bonk Wizard has always been extremely good, and it's been a thing that people complain about a lot. Yeah, if you're using melee, I mean, you're using Mel and Staff Mastery every single time, right? Like, it does so much damage now with the new magic staff changes, and I think probably now you, like, Rondell and Crystal Sword, you just are just bad, because this is just so much better, because you can pair this up with Staff Mastery. It does so much damage, so it should probably go in here. And yeah, this makes sense. I would say this list definitely makes sense.